Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
If you aren't subscribed, you should really click the subscribe button right now because not only do I make all American videos every day, but we have the most amazing community of support in discussing the show. I recently posted in our community tab a question asking what videos did you want to see and what questions do you have, and that brings me to today's video. Will someone die this season? One of the questions asked or videos pitched was, will someone big die in this season? And I kind of think so. In the post, some of the other subbies pitch who they think it will be, and now I want to give y'all my take in this video. So, just looking back on the past 2 seasons of the show, we tend to get at least one death a season. Season 1, it was Sean's death that sent Coop and Spencer spiraling, trying to make sense of the violent world they navigate in Crenshaw. In season 2, we actually got 2. Mid-season, we lost Corey, creating a hole that had only recently been filled in Spencer's life from Corey's reemergence. And towards the end, we saw Tyrone meet his well-deserved but tragic end. So that creates the question of who will we lose this season? I'm not gonna lie, I started to think about this by episode 2 of this season. The way that Coop started the season off being hyper paranoid about Mo and what she's doing back in the neighborhood, what she's doing around the neighborhood, made me very suspicious of where they're planning to go with Coop's storyline. Yeah, she saw success over the summer in her tour with Layla. Her relationship with Patience seemed stable and in a great place. But Coop, for the first 3 to 4 episodes of this season, just seemed to be floating, not really with a real purpose or plan in the story, which makes someone prime for killing off. Then on top of that, we are now headed into part of the storyline in this season where there's huge tension surrounding her relationship with Spencer. So I'm also thinking that if at any point Coop and Spencer stop being friends, what will be her purpose on the show? Yes, Coop is a pretty dope character outside of her relationship with Spencer. I definitely would say that up until this season. But her story arc is so ingrained in Crenshaw and Spencer that without Spencer and without Mo actually being up to something or doing something wrong, we don't really have a need for Coop to take up airtime on screen. She's currently failing in school. Her tour went well, but her career hasn't exactly shot off like a rocket. So heading into episode 6, where her major plot point will be confronting Spencer, I can't help but wonder what is next for Coop, and are the writers setting us up for her to be killed off? Okay, so while I have all of those thoughts surrounding Coop and her character's place in the show, I don't think that they're actually going to kill her off this season. Regardless of how annoying, trivial, petty, and messy she is as a character, she's also a really great value add to the show, and I'm hoping that in the second half of the season, we get to see a dope redemption arc for her as she rises back to being a fly and phenomenal friend again. So if it's not Coop, who will it be? Well, some of y'all seem to think it will be Preach, and I can't say that I disagree. One of the best ways to affect the main characters of a show is to hurt or take away the people and things that they care about most. And it's a tactic that the writers have used in both season 1 and 2. Coop grew to really love Sean, and Spencer learned of his unconscious love for Sean after he was killed. They were both deeply affected and changed because of his death. Spencer had gotten to a good place of understanding and deeper love with his father, and was changed fundamentally with his sudden death. We could see the same thing happen with Coop if Preach was to die this season. The only thing that's giving me pause in thinking about or confirming the idea that Preach will be the one that dies this season is because I don't think that Preach's story is anywhere near finished. We have only seen him in 1 episode this season so far, and they added a new layer to his story by letting us know about his past with Mo. That is a new door opening, not closing. They still have a lot that they can do with the character of Preach, and I don't see them cutting that short by killing him this season. Alright then, so if it ain't Coop and it ain't Preach, then who will it be, Erica? There are a few people who could be up on the chopping block that y'all have not even thought about yet. So I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but we have this series so that we could talk about all the possibilities, right? And to deep dive into what's happening in Spencer's world, so do not kill me when I say this. Cool? Cool? You promise? Alright. Dillon. It would be the worst choice, I know, but a death of a sibling could be the thing that happens and truly changes Spence's life forever. That is something that you could not be sure if someone would ever come back from, and create so many other options for the narratives with Spencer. Now, I do not want Dillon to die, because Lord knows we do not need to see another young black boy die these days. However, I could see it happening because the writers haven't really been using Dillon to his full potential in the series as I kinda expected they would. Not only would Dillon's death shake up Spencer, but it would rock Grace and set it up for us to see a complete change and maybe even devolve her as a character. Not that I want to see Grace devolve, but I would love to see more than just sage advice and love for her boys. But that's a whole other video. I'm gonna need them to give Grace a lot more story as we go along. Now, I don't think that they will kill Dillon off, but I wanted to throw that out there because it's a very viable possibility. If not now, then later. We are watching a drama, y'all, so dramatic-ish like this can happen. Okay, so this brings me to who I actually do believe they will kill off this season, and to be honest, I have my suspicions, but I don't really know why did I think that they're going to kill this character off. Well, that's a lie. I have an idea why, but I don't know if I think it would be a good idea to kill this character off. So I get why they would, and the writing is on the wall for why they would, but I just don't think that they should. Okay. All right, Erica, stop it. Stop talking around it. Just tell us who you think it is. I know that's what y'all thinking. Okay, y'all. I think they are going to kill off GW this season. We already got the Easter egg that Billy and him have something to work out that pertains to Billy's mom, because Billy called him out when GW came to visit him to check him on Jordan and his decision to become Spencer's coach at South Crenshaw. In that episode, we don't get much from GW besides him telling Billy not to speak on things that he knows nothing about. And it's clear that that conversation is not over. Ever since Billy's return to Crenshaw, he has been grappling with past demons, seeing his mom in classrooms, and just a bit overwhelmed. As Billy is navigating his separation from Laura, the new coaching position at South Crenshaw, opposition from the interim principal, we will also see Billy battle with the forces that helped him run away from Crenshaw years ago, and they have more to do with his father than we know. I think that we're going to see this process and healing play out in this season, and by the end of it, or as we approach the end, Billy will lose GW, forcing him to reckon with not getting full closure, or if he does get closure, he will have to deal with the regret of being estranged from his father by choice for so long, and that will send him into a continual spiral. That story arc is a lot like what we saw with Spencer and Corey last season, and I totally don't put it past the writers to make it happen again this season. Aside from Billy, Jordan will be deeply affected by this loss as well. And though he relied on GW in football, he now has Coach Montez to push him into greatness. So that presents another reason why I could see the show allowing this character to go this season. Well, those are my thoughts, but now I want to hear yours. Do you think that someone important is going to die this season? Will anybody pass this season? I did this video because a few of you have asked, but I am hoping that we can actually make it through the season and not lose anyone. If you're new here, you should join the tribe by hitting subscribe. I'm Erica Vane, and I post new All-American videos every single day, sometimes twice a day, and our community supporting and discussing the show is lit. If you missed it, catch my episode 6 preview video here and watch all of my All-American videos in our playlist here. See you tomorrow. Bye.